If you're going to pound the pavement, you might as well do it in the world's most beautiful city. Sydney, Australia, home of the Harbour Bridge, the Opera House, of Bondi Beach, and yes, this guy, Tim Tszyu. Prize fighters, they know all about the road. So far removed from the bright lights of fight night, these long hours spent alone, paying debts, and buying the future. Just as the legendary Manny Pacquiao came to Brisbane to learn you never bark at a hometown underdog.
And new champion of the world!
This time, it's an American icon, the great Errol Spence Jr, headlining in downtown Sydney for the fight of this son of a gun's life. Sunday, here at the famed Sydney Olympics compound, it's Tim Tszyu versus Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence Jr. They call him the truth because everything about him's real. The hype, the work ethic, that suffocating pressure. How he clawed his way back from a terrifying car crash to unify world titles in boxing's glamour division. His only loss to Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford, that's it. The 5-time division champion, ranked the world's best pound for pound. And in the way only fighters comprehend, Tszyu's been chasing Spence for years. And suddenly, the brave dog's caught up with the largest of prime movers on the highway to boxing immortality.
When I put a pace on, they gas.
We can never forget Tszyu's brutal rise.
My name's Tim.
How he took out a murderer's row of champions, underestimated every step of the way. How he suffered his own setbacks and is now ready to prove he was born for this. Because this is more than just a multi-million-dollar scrap. This is a life-changing, legacy-defining mega fight.
He's ready for the world!
Sunday, it's Tim Tszyu versus Errol Spence Jr. in the fight of the year, only on Main Event.
Oh, just 3 sleeps to go now until one of the biggest fights in world boxing this year, and Fight Week, it is really starting to heat up here in Sydney. Today we've got our open workouts happening on the beautiful harbour, a chance for fans and media to get another good look at all of our fighters ahead of a huge day of action on Sunday at Afterpay Arena. And it is a pleasure to be joined once again by these 3 greats of the sport, Sean Porter, Paulie Malignaggi and Danny Green, who've been right in the thick of it the last few days, doing interview after interview in studios and gyms right across Sydney. But how good is this in front of the beautiful Harbour Bridge? A beautiful winter's day. Sean, it does not get much better than this.
No Limit has done it again. I saw them just a couple nights ago, and they were talking about, man, we need to come over to the States, get them to bring us over here. When you're putting on events like this for the entire city, I could only hope that America's learning from this right here, man. No Limit has been putting it down since the first time I came over here, 2023. It's been amazing, and they've done it again.
Can you believe this is the middle of winter here in Sydney?
Yeah, I was going to say that. I'm in a T-shirt. I'm right in front of Sydney Harbour. I feel like I'm on vacation.
I underestimated what it was going to be like out here.
You know, I was telling everybody at home, I don't know how it's going to be in the winter. Well, I'll tell you how it's going to be. It's going to be like a summer night. It's like a summer day.
We're used to this, aren't we? But, I mean, even for us, this is pretty spectacular.
Oh, this is just another day in paradise, lads. And the killer tracks and the sound, the old school killer tracks, we're having trouble concentrating. We're too busy bopping. But this is a magic day, a magic setting, and the whole world gets to see just how amazing Australia really is.
Looking forward to seeing Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence a little bit later on. You both had a fair bit to do with the boys over the last couple of days. What is your gauge on the mood of both men? And starting with you, Danny, just on the feeling towards of these men towards each other.
There's a lot of talk and there's a lot of chatter amongst people and, you know, amongst you guys as well, legends of the game, about the change of attitude in Errol Spence and just the change in demeanour. It's almost kind of the momentum's kind of shifting a little bit in going from Tim Tszyu being the younger, more active person and Errol being out of the game for a while to now, well, Errol, the demeanour that Errol's displaying is a little bit, it's more ominous and it's a little bit more imposing than what it has been the last few days. What do you think, lads?
Almost a little commanding. It makes you want to kind of watch him. You know, what's what's he really up to, what's he really doing. And Paulie, I'll let you take over, but to your point, Danny, just really quickly from me, it's almost like we don't know which Errol we were gonna get, and now we're starting to find out what Errol is actually here in Sydney.
Well, there comes a time in fight week where you got to get your game face on, you know, and you know, you come in, you show up, you're still kind of mellow and chilled out because you don't want to get too excited too early into fight week or you burn yourself out. But you know, there comes a point in every fighter's mind where they're gonna make that switch, that game face switch. Seems like Errol's made it a couple days early. You know, a lot of times for me, it used to happen after the weigh-in. You know, maybe at the final press conference.
Yeah.
But you know, it seems like Errol's already kind of made that switch. Tim, when you talk to him, you kind of get there, but he's still sort of mellowed out. Obviously, they both are going to have to make that switch eventually, you know, especially after the weigh-in. But it's interesting because Errol maybe wants a head start on it because he's been out for 3 years. Yeah. So he's like, you know what, I got to start switching my mind into gear right now so that by fight night, I'm there where I want to be. Certainly, it's a mean streak. He's got a lot of experience, so, you know, you trust where he's taking it. But I think it has gotten a little bit personal. I think it has.
And Danny, you being the oldest of us here, I think that you could probably speak to it more than others. It's probably more important that Errol hits that switch a little sooner, would you say?
I think so. Look, as you know, fellas, you've been in the biggest fights of, you know, of the eras of your eras. It requires that mental approach where you want to be calm and stay cool, and you don't want to churn that energy up and having too much animosity towards your opponent and focusing on things that really aren't maybe not even there until you get to the ring and the bell goes. That's when you switch on. But I think Errol is a pro. He's a veteran in the game, and I think because he's been out, really good point you made there, Sean. I think because he's been out for a while, he wants to get in that mode a bit earlier, so he just gets in that groove.
Yeah.
Well, both men love saying it's not personal, but it does feel very personal, and things could be about to get a little bit spicier today. This article popped up on the back page of the Daily Telegraph, also on foxsports.com.au. Errol Spence saying that Tim will never beat the level of his famous dad, Kostya, which we know is always a bit of a sore point for the Zoos. Mention anything about the family name, and boy, you have poked the bear in the biggest way possible. But you got a bit of a smile on your face, Sean. But what do you make of these comments? We've heard them many times before, haven't we?
I'm reminded of what they say. Someone's always watching, someone's always listening, and it's like that statement right there. That may have been something that he wanted to get back to Tim, or maybe he just was speaking on it. But whatever the case is, I'm sure that's gotten back to Tim. Tim has heard probably what he's been
on
hearing.
The back page today.
Yeah, you know, it's what he's been hearing probably his entire life. But for the person that you've come to dislike more than anyone in the world for the number of months that they've been headed towards one another, I'm sure there's an itch now that has never been there before for Tim.
Well, something we can chat to with Tim a little bit later on. But hey, let's get our open workouts underway here on the beautiful Sydney Harbour. It's a very good afternoon to Ben Damon.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to stunning Sydney, Australia. Today, it is our open workouts because we are in fight week for this stacked card this Sunday here in Sydney, with the headline act being between the former unified welterweight champion of the world, Errol Spence Jr., and Sydney's own former world champion, Tim Tszyu. Today, at these open workouts, we're going to see a number of these star fighters work out for us before they clash this Sunday on this much-anticipated card that will be broadcast live across the world. The first of the fighters to join us here at Centre Ring in Sydney today. He joins us from Tully in Queensland, but now living and training here in Sydney. This is the entertaining and talented veteran. This is Showtime, Paul Fleming.
A few days ago, this man thought he was headlining the prelim portion of this card, but now he'll be taking on rising star Ahmed Redder, just one fight shy of our co-main event. Danny, even for someone like Fleming with 20 years plus experience in this game, I reckon that phone call from George Rose would have got the heart racing big time.
It's showtime. Paul Showtime Fleming, and he loves the big stage, he loves the big shows, and he's made for this. This is his moment. He absolutely salivates on this stuff. So come fight time, Man, this guy's going to light up. He's a really, really special talent. He's had so much experience. I'm amazed that he wasn't a world champion, to be honest. He really is. He really is world championship caliber.
What do you think has been missing? Why he hasn't reached that? You know,
He's about to have
got the talent. He's a veteran statesman now. Well, what's been missing?
He's about to have him and his partner about to have their 8th child. He's a busy man.
Maybe that's why he didn't focus on the boxing as much.
Yeah. And having a chat to him earlier, and look, he's. Whether it's a lack of opportunity, I'm not too sure why, but all I know is this guy has all the attributes of a world championship fighter once the bell goes. He's the real deal as a fighter.
He walks up to me and he's, obviously I'm Showtime, and he says, hey, I'm going to show you why they call me Showtime. He showed me a couple videos. Instantly, I'm impressed, and I want to see him get in the ring on fight night. But to the point of what you just asked, Paulie, he told me, I haven't gotten my dues. And he feels that now at 38, almost 39 years old, he's now starting to get those quote-unquote dues.
Is it and is it one of those situations where you get quote-unquote dues? Is it one of those situations where he has to take advantage now? I mean, he has to get this win. He's fighting Ahmed Reda, who's an undefeated guy. He's a little bit older. Has he been passed up all these years? Has he turned down opportunities? When I see situations like this, there's always something underneath. Maybe it doesn't come to the buzz and bubble to the surface. There's a talented guy like this having not gotten any chance at all.
With all respect to Flemo, there could be a bit of lack of discipline involved. Yeah. That could potentially be the discipline. There's also been a lack of opportunity, I believe, also. Some promoters maybe haven't given him the chance.
Or the right opportunity, maybe. Because sometimes the opportunity comes, but it doesn't tickle your fancy, right?
This guy, his last fight against Jake Wiley, Jake Wiley fought George Kambosos, took George all the way. And then Jake fought a great young guy and an animal. And he fought Paul Fleming. And I thought that they was a bit rough on Paul Fleming as far as the scores went. He didn't win the fight, but he definitely won rounds. And he's facing a similar guy, but I think a guy who's even more aggressive than Jake Wiley in Ahmed Reda. And he's going to have to, his work rate's going to have to be high. If he wants to beat Ahmed Reda, he has to lift his work rate.
Paul, I'm sorry, but to the point of your question, if you look at him right here, he's a showman. Yeah. He doesn't know how to add the punches and the offense and the correct defense. And that's the thing. That's the thing,
champ. If you're gonna be a showman, I think it's always great to be a showman. I'm always gonna be a fan of showman, but like Champ Sean said, you gotta be able to add the work with the showmanship. It's gotta come together. So because you gotta winning is more important than everything else. If you're not winning and you're a showman, it doesn't add up. But if you're winning and you're a showman, then it'll bring you to other levels. So if there's anything Fleming's got to do, show us in this weekend, is once show that showmanship, because you're running out of time. You want to make sure you stay promotable, but you also got to put the punches together against Reda. I guess the Wiley fight maybe could be a little bit of preparation, right, Champ? Because the Wiley's was a little bit physical as well, and you figure Reda will be the same.
Yeah, Jake's a strong young bull, and Ahmed Reda's cut from the same cloth. But he's younger, and his opportunity for Ahmed, I met him a couple of times. Fantastic bloke, come from a fighting family. You don't want to jump the fence at a barbecue at their place. They're all goers, and they're great young blokes. But he's dedicated to the life. He's dedicated to winning world titles. And if Flemo, you're right, Paulie. It's a very, very good preparation for this fight against Reda that Fleming's had. But if he doesn't do more and he doesn't pull the trigger early, then Ahmed Reda's gonna eat him alive.
And that'll be it. At this stage, that'll be it.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Is this the last roll of the dice for Fleming, Danny? If he doesn't win, is it time to hang up the gloves for good?
I really don't like putting that on someone to say that it's over. I'm an old fighter, so I'll never say that. But it's really important, mate. This is a big opportunity. It's been bumped up to the main card now. It's a massive opportunity for him to show people what he's really about.
Yeah, Champ, I agree. I don't like to tell a fighter when to stop, but I do say when certain results happen, standards have to change. You have certain standard, but if you're going to continue fighting after not getting a certain result, then your standards have to change too to be realistic. So we'll see what Flemo has this weekend.
Maybe you can go back and watch a few of your fights, mate, and look at the work rate, and look at that work rate, and look at that defense, and look at that attack, and look at that aggression. He needs to have more of that. He's got the skill to pay the bills.
And the showmanship.
But he hasn't got the work rate.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby. Sleep time. Showtime. It's showtime, baby.
All right, let's hear from Showtime Paul Fleming. Geez, this has got lively. All the respect we had the last couple of days, and you and Ahmed are going each other.
A bit of fun and games, eh? We're getting there. Weight's nearly off. Hey. Getting hungry. Yeah. Getting eager to get in there and put on a boxing lesson with this boy.
Gee, it must be special for you being a part of an event like this here in Sydney, where you've spent so much of your professional career, and now to know you're featured on a card like this.
Hey, man, wherever you are in Australia, this is my home. I'm an Australian boy. I'm Aboriginal, proud Aboriginal man and a proud Australian man. So everywhere's my hometown, baby. Sydney, Queensland, Tully, wherever you are, I'm coming to your city, man. I'm a native man, I'm a proud man, and we're going to put on a show.
And tell us about that back and forth you just had with Ahmed. What was said there, and what do you take out of that?
It's all drumming up the fight, man. I got respect for him, but he ain't ever been in there with someone like me. I'm a one-on-one, baby, so he's going to see come Sunday. We're going to see. Let's see if you can box, baby. Let's see how that ring, how you can cut that ring off, baby. You're going to have to catch me. Let's go!
That is Showtime Paul Fleming, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go, boys.
Let's bring his opponent to the ring now, and this is an undefeated 23-year-old from here in Sydney. He is the Australian champion. He is Ahmed Reda.
Let's go, everybody. G up. Let's go, baby. Come on. Where's my crowd at? Let's go, everybody. G up. Let's go. Showtime. All day, champ. All day, champ. This ain't nothing new to me, champ. Old man's going to sleep.
Oh, he's loving it, isn't he? What an occasion Sunday's going to be for this 23-year-old rising star who would never have imagined he'd get an opportunity like this so early in his career. George Rose has now joined us, and George, gee, I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall when you told Ahmed that he'd been bumped up to the pay-per-view card. Can you give us maybe the G-rated version of that conversation?
Look, he's got so much energy. He's one of our best junior talents that we've got in the country, and every fight that he's been in with, no matter who it is, no matter where it is, he always brings so much energy to fight week. The whole team Reda brings a great energy, and we just saw that now. We're only here at the open workouts, and they're already bringing it. So it's going to be a fire fight, and I think it's a fantastic fight for both fighters as well. Paul Fleming, he's been such a great seasoned pro. He's done so much in his career, and Ahmed Reda's a guy on the come up, and he's got to take a fight like this to really move his career to that next level. And I love working with him. I love working with the team. They're a really good group of guys.
Can you hear these boys in the background still having a go at each other?
Yeah, I'm loving it. Listen, Showtime, I spoke to him earlier. He says he's getting his dues now. Can you speak to his career and why he feels? Obviously, we've seen that he hasn't become a world champion in the course of time that he's been a professional, but speak to his career and who he is, what's going on now.
Yeah, look, a lot of people talk about how boxing's in such a great position right now here in Australia, and that we've got so many great fighters doing great things. And the big difference is that we've got a great platform here really pushing boxing in the country, and we have always had talent. Paul Fleming is a perfect example of the talent that we've had here in this country that hasn't had that opportunity to go on to the next level. Had we been around at the start of Paul Fleming's career, would have loved to work with him and loved to push him to where he could have been, because he should have been a world champion. He didn't get that opportunity in his career, and again, he's one of them fighters from Australia that was during that era where he didn't get that push to go on to the great achievements that he should have had.
We're going to have a little bit more of a listen into what's happening right now between these two men.
You cook you a big meal, big Italian meal, brother.
All day, all day. All day, champ. Put him up. Jump in the ring, champ. Jump in.
You'll have your hands full Sunday, baby. You'll have your hands full Sunday. Don't worry.
Come and join us at the ring, Paul. Come and join us at the ring.
Sunday. All day, champ. All day, champ.
Let's go.
All day, champ.
Let's go.
All day, champ. Let's go.
Come on,
You're
show
going to
me
be
something.
sleeping Sunday,
Show
boy.
me something.
You're going to be sleeping Sunday, boy.
Don't be slick. Show me something. Show me something.
What shot you want?
Let's go.
What shot you want?
Let's go.
What shot you don't like?
Let's go. Big stage, brother. Big stage,
All day.
brother. Let's go.
All day, baby.
Let's go.
All day, baby. Sunday, where are you going to sleep?
Brother, many have tried,
Old
many
legs.
have failed.
Old legs.
Many have
You ain't
tried,
keeping
many have
up.
failed.
We got 10 rounds.
You think you're the one?
We got 10 rounds.
You think you're the one?
I am the one. I know I'm the one. I know I'm the one.
Boy. All right.
And you know I'm the one too.
Wiley thought he was the one too.
Why does
Jackson England thought he was the one
Don't
too.
put myself in the same combo, mate.
Come on.
Mate, there's
Come
levels.
on.
There's levels.
Jackson England thought he was the one too. What happened?
Like I said, there's
What happened?
levels.
Come
There's
on.
levels.
Please.
Mate, you see.
Please,
you
I've
see.
seen. Hey, I've
You
been
see,
around.
brother.
I've seen it before, brother.
Yeah, you know
this
what's
ain't
up.
new to me.
You know what's up.
This ain't new to me,
You know
brother. I've
what's
been
up.
around.
You're gonna see,
I'm
boy,
done
man.
now. I'm
You're
done.
gonna see,
Let's
boy.
go. Sunday, baby. I'm done.
What a fight we have for you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hear it for those two fighters, Ahmed Redder and Paul Fleming. Ahmed, you want to put it back on? You can leave it off if you like. You've done all this work to get here. How are you feeling about this moment and this intensity that just popped up with your opponent?
No, I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling awesome. You guys can see it, you know. The energy's here. I'm feeling great. Weight's good. Yeah, I just can't wait to smash him on Sunday.
Why do you think or believe that you win this fight against a veteran you've watched for so long?
Oh, man, I know this for sure. I already know, you know. He's too old. He's too slow. He's not fit. He's got nothing on me. I'm going to smash him. Just tell me what round. I'll get him out of there.
You want these people to tell you around?
Tell me around. I'll get him out. Tell me a shot. I'll get him out with that shot. This guy's too easy.
Okay, we'll put it to a poll. Ahmed, the very best of luck to you on Sunday. What does this all mean to you, being a part of a show like this in your home city so early in your career?
Yeah, man, it's awesome. You know, it means the world to me. I'm representing Archie, representing 235, and yeah, I'm putting on for my community. So I can't wait to represent.
That is Ahmed Redder, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to my Crash Out boys. Let's go. We're going to represent.
And next up, ladies and gentlemen, we have an amateur superstar turned undefeated professional boxer to join us. From Adelaide in South Australia, he's a Com Games medalist and an Olympian. He is the undefeated Australian middleweight champion. Please welcome 50 Cal. This is Callum Peters.
All day. On you, coach.
Well, he's been called Australian boxing's next big thing, and this Sunday, his 23-year-old from Adelaide will get the chance to show the world why that is when he goes out to a global audience for the very first time. George, what do you think the boxing world is going to say about this man, Callum Peters, and not just his unique and entertaining style, but his infectious personality as well? He's such a character.
Look, anyone who gets to know Callum Peters becomes an instant fan. He's got that sort of personality. He's got that sort of charisma. I love working with Callum Peters, but Callum Peters is not only personality and charisma, he's got so much talent. This guy is the future of Australian boxing. He's going to be our future star, and the way that he owns a ring every time he steps into it, having this opportunity to showcase that to a global audience now is his chance to, again, step up his profile, not only here in Australia, but across the world.
Paulie, you got your first look at Cal early this year in Wollongong. Just how special a talent is he?
You know, he's got a great pace. He brings an exciting fight style to the table, you know. So he's not just a guy who has a good record and has the amateur career. He also, you look for these little intangibles when you see a fighter, when you see a prospect, and you look for that entertainment value. And I think 50 Cal with a nickname like that has a lot to live up to as well. And he throws a lot of good punches, a lot of big punches. He takes the fight out of you. He entertains in a way, in a violent way.
Does he remind you of anyone, Sean, anyone you've seen in the past or coming through the ranks?
I don't know if he has. He's got explosivity in both hands. He's an explosive kid. He's excited to get in the ring and do what he does. You see right there, the variety up and down. He can hit you to the head. He can hit you to the body. So I'm looking forward to seeing 50 Cal on Sunday night.
We learned a lot about him, didn't we, in that last fight against Joshawn James, Danny, just a couple of months ago. The American who came all the way here to test Cal in ways he'd never been tested before, and it was a complete shutout victory to Callum Peters.
Yeah, it was a one-sided affair, and Callum completely and utterly shut him down, like you said, Megan. The thing I love about this kid is he's just so casual, so cool. He's riding around Sydney on high bikes, scooters. He's got a lollipop hanging out his mouth. He's high-fiving people on the side of the road. He's just loving it. That's what's great for this sport. Needs someone who can appeal to the everyday person. Like, hey man, I get in there and do a really tough job, and I'm enjoying it. Watch me go and come along for the ride.
Oh, between Callum Peters and Ahmed Redder, all the Aussie fight fans should be pretty excited, hey?
Yeah. I mean, big Redder with a big personality, you know, and a little bit of a jawing back and forth with Fleming makes that fight a little bit more anticipated. What I liked about Peters also, I had worked a few Joshan James fight back in the States, and to beat Joshan, only good fighters beat Joshan, and Joshan himself has a couple of good wins over some pretty good fighters. So it was a solid test. It was interesting to see Peters go the distance and dominate a guy like that, you know, because Joshan James can be a bit of a banana peel type of opponent where if you sleep on him, he'll beat you, and he's beaten a few prospects, but Callum Peters was ready for that one and really impressed in that fight.
What do we need to know about Ivan Actors? Not a whole lot of vision out there of this Argentinian, but what sort of threat does he pose, George?
Well, look, that's the big threat in itself, right? Is when you can't look into the background of a fighter, you don't know their journey, you don't see everything. The thing about Callum Peters is every one of his fights has been televised. Everybody would be able to look into Callum and know what he's got and what he's bringing to the ring. How you deal with that is a whole nother story, but that's the danger. Every time we fly in a lesser-known opponent, a guy from South America, from Argentina, from the European countries, it makes it very difficult for our fighters. But that's where, when Callum Peters is stepping into the ring, he's got to control the fight. He's got to come in and showcase what he does and control the fight and make it his fight, and that's how it'll be won for Callum. But if you're just getting on the Callum Peters journey now, this is going to be another huge test for him. A very dangerous opponent, but it's one that will elevate Callum Peters even further.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You slowly but surely step your prospects up bit by bit. They grow in reputation. Like George was saying, you know, he's having his whole career on TV, so he's there. He's exposed for everybody to see. It can be a lot of pressure because, you know, all the mistakes you make, people is right under the microscope all the time. But at the same time, it can be a big joy as you're blossoming to a possible star on front of the television cameras, in front of the national and then global audience. So it's both pressure and pleasure at the same time to be at this point in your career. But it's a place where Callum has earned it because he had a big amateur career.
All right, let's get it up to Ben Damon now.
Callum showing us his dance moves. How are you feeling, Callum, in fight week? Your favourite time of the year every time it comes around?
Look, I'm only hungry, but I'm happy to be here. No, thank you everyone coming down for your support. Thank you, Nayland, for putting this amazing card. Thank you, Abs, for the paperwork. I hope you guys like my ball movement. I've been working on it, been learning, been adapting, so hope you're enjoying yourselves.
You got a good look at Ivan Actors out here before. He moved around before we went on to this live broadcast. You've seen plenty of his fights online, but seeing him in the flesh like that today, what are you seeing about your opponent?
He looks fast. He doesn't look, what do you call it? Tense. He's real relaxed. He's like to move around, not too tensed up. But yeah, I can't wait to see how he goes in the ring. I know it's going to be a good fight for everyone to watch. You know, I want those good hard fights so everyone knows how far I can push myself. But yeah, so it looks like he's going to bring a war on this weekend. So can't wait.
You told me yesterday you've got a particular punch in mind to finish this fight. You've got a move that you've got. You know how you end this fight. Do you want to tell the people here?
Oh, well, the mission is the solar plex or the liver shot. That's the mission. But mainly the liver one. That's the one I want.
So body shots. Look out, Ivan Actors, for the body shots.
Not on that. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry about that. Just finally, a word on this show and the main event as well, because I know everyone is looking forward to seeing Tim Tszyu against Errol Spence. What are you expecting?
Well, same as everyone else. Like, I'm wishing all the boys the best. I know it's going to be a cracker fight card, especially those two boys going at it. I'm wishing Tim the best, wishing Errol Spence the best. Or I want for them to perform their very best in the ring and everyone get a good show.
It'll be a good show, and he'll be a part of it. That is the next big thing in Australian boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Callum Peters. And next up, coming to centre ring to do his open workout for us. He comes from Caboolture in Queensland. He is the two-time former world title challenger. Please welcome Mr. Damage. This is Liam Wilson. Liam Wilson, one half of your co-main event, ladies and gentlemen. Liam Wilson and Stephen Fulton in your co-main event this Sunday. And here is Liam Wilson.
Where's coffee?
Well, very much looking forward to seeing what this man can do on Sunday afternoon against American superstar Stephen Fulton in our co-main event, which has now become a WBA world title eliminator. And Stephen Fulton was meant to be joining us right now to talk through Liam's workout. Is that a surprise at all that he's not here yet? Or, I mean, he's in the ring next, so hopefully he arrives in the next 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, do you really need me to go do TV while my guy's in the ring? You know, that's what I would be thinking. So I got a feeling, you know, he's just going through the paces now of what it means to get ready for a fight and less of the paces of having to promote this fight here. He's in Liam's city. Liam's job, not his.
Well, great to see that Tim Tszyu is here. We saw him just a moment ago getting mobbed down by the harbour, Paulie.
Yeah, of course. You know, obviously Tim being in the main event, he's a star here in Australia, and every time he fights, there's a big audience and a lot of people excited to see him. And so seeing him mobbed on Fight Week is no surprise. I just hope Fulton is not making weight. You know, he missed weight last fight. I hope he's not missing this because he's busy still trying to make weight.
What was your gauge on him the other night? Because he did tell us that he still had a little bit to lose.
That's normal.
Yep.
But again, he missed weight last fight, and he's telling us he's going to move up in weight again. He said he's about to move up in weight again. So
I don't think he should be saying that out loud.
I don't know what to make of it. But like I said, sometimes when you're missing these things, from experience, when you miss these things, you're struggling at the weight.
For sure.
You're busy somewhere else, working on your weight constantly. So you come late or you miss some of these things. Again, being that he missed weight last fight, I hope he's not doing that.
If he's trying to make weight, he should be here in a sweatsuit in the beautiful sun. He'll fall off him.
He's probably trying to do that, then have this workout. I know I've done that, where you got the media workout. I go do all workout, and then I'll do the media workout, I'll lose more weight.
There it is.
Well, I've just got word in my ear that Fulton and Errol Spence are still at the hotel. So Errol's not here either, but we hope that they're here soon. Right. Is that the same hotel you boys are staying at?
So,
yeah. It's fashionable to be late, apparently. Yeah. But, if it was me too, you fellas would be in this position. You know what it's like. Sometimes you're like, I'm not aligned to this promotion, really. I'm doing what I need to do to be victorious. So in some ways, I think it sends a message to your opponent. Hey, I don't care about this jazz. I'm here to do a job on Sunday. That's when I'm going to turn on.
My fight that I had with Terrence Crawford, we were on a bit of a, media run or whatever the case may be, and it got to the point where I think I was about 3 weeks away from the fight. I made an appearance on ESPN. I made the joke of falling asleep on TV. Everybody thought that it was real. I got a call from my advisor, Mr. Heyman, and the call was, tell him he's done, shut it down, no more media. You know, it gets to a point where you just really have to, this is not my job to sell a fight. For Errol specifically, a little more his job because he is the main event, a little less Fulton's job. If we don't see Fulton today, I won't be surprised.
But I'll tell you what, I will say this. Every fighter wants to be a star. I will take I remember seeing an interview with Ray Leonard one time. Okay, he said everybody wants to be a star, but being a star, the best and the star power fighters know how to win and also give enough time to the media to make themselves a star. You got to know how to balance that, because if you cannot just expect to become a star if you don't give the media any time, and at the same time, sometimes it affects your performance. The best fighters, the ones that are made for this as far as star power and ability, know how to balance it correctly. I remember Ray Leonard talking about that balance, but it has to be there.
Well, speaking of star power, Errol Spence Jr. has just arrived, so you'd imagine, well, hopefully Stephen Fulton is not too far behind him, but you reckon he'd be pretty impressed with this backdrop today?
Absolutely. This is upwards to amazing. Again, I've been here before, and I've seen what No Limit has done. Tony Harrison fought out here a few years ago, and they did it at Bondi Beach. That was an amazing moment for me as well. So, again, this is what No Limit is all about, and hopefully their reputation brings them to the States. I would love to see them be able to do some things in the States.
All right, well, let's get it over to Ben Damon now.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the former two-time world title challenger, Liam Wilson. Liam, just practicing that all-important punch. That is your signature move, Liam. How's it feeling today?
It's feeling rather sharp. No, look, we're ticking over. keeping sharp and getting ready for Sunday.
So this has been playing out for the last half hour or so. Your opponent, the former two-weight world champion Stephen Fulton, has decided not to join us here at the open workouts today. Your immediate reaction to that fact?
He has prepared well. If anyone knows boxing, you'll know he's probably having some weight problems. But I'm here, put on a little show for you guys. One-man mission. Let's go.
What are your thoughts, though? I know you've watched him around the hotel this week. You've interacted with him as well, and now he's decided not to come and join us here today. How does that make you feel?
Look, it is what it is. I'm here for my own job. I have a goal in sight to win on Sunday against a tough competitor. He's been around the block. He's been in the big fights. He's experienced. This is nothing new for him. Maybe he just sees it as, he's been here so many times before and it's nothing new for him. I don't know. But look, I'm here. I'm ready. I'm ready for Sunday.
You have done weight tough at times. He missed weight last time around. Do you think that's what's happening here today? Do you think he's struggling in that regard?
Look, it's a fair question to ask, probably. But I'm focused on myself. What happens on his side of the fence is his own problem, and on fight night, it will show.
And what happens in this fight on Sunday, Stephen Fulton and Liam Wilson?
Look, I just know I have the will to win, like no one has seen, and I'm going to show that to everybody in Australia, all the fight fans around the world. You're going to see my will to win, and I will win this fight.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. That is Liam Wilson, one half of this WBA Super Featherweight World Title Eliminator against Stephen Fulton, who will not be joining us here today.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. So Tim Tszyu is going to be next in the ring, but can just get a bit of reaction to that news confirmation that Stephen Fulton has decided to stay in his hotel room. He won't be coming today.
He's saying he doesn't want to see his opponent until the ring. He doesn't need to see him. Again, there could be a couple of things in play here. Like I said, could be you're struggling with the weight and you're dealing with that, and that becomes a 24-hour job, especially in the final days, the crunch time. Could also be maybe a little bit of the jet lag. You haven't been sleeping well at night, so you want to stay in your room and sleep a little bit more. Could be that, or it could be what he's saying, which I've been told he's saying, I don't need to see my opponent. I'll see him in the ring on Sunday morning when we're fighting. I don't want to see him. I don't need to be around them. It's that game face switching back on. I think that's probably the reason you would give anyway. Even if it's one of the other two, you wouldn't say any of the other two. I think the excuse you would say is, I don't need to see him till fight night. It might be the truth, but I think if I was struggling to make weight, I wouldn't tell you I was struggling to make weight. I would say, no, I don't need to see my opponent until fight night. And if I'm struggling with the time zone and the jet lag, I also wouldn't tell you I'm struggling with the time zone. I would tell you, no, I'll see you on fight night. I don't need to see you right now. So I don't know. It could be some truth when Fulton's saying that, or it could be that he's covering up one of the other two things.
Why are you smiling?
Yeah, because the real truth is we can't push our agendas on anyone else. Paul, you and I, we were about winning, we were about the money, but we were about the belts. We were also about being stars.
Yeah.
We wanted everybody in the arena to be watching us on fight night. That's not everybody's agenda. The kid probably came to Australia because this is the only fight that he could get. I'm gonna make weight. I might not make weight. It is what it is. He's a Philly kid. At the end of the day, he's gonna get in the ring and fight. He expects to win, and then he
didn't do much fighting last fight, Sean.
Yeah, and that's my point. He expects to get in the ring, he expects to fight, and then he expects to go home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our agenda, our expectation for him is much different than he has for himself, and I think it's showing up right now.
And how much is that pressure and expectation grown now that this has become a world title eliminator?
Well, you got to look at it too from Liam Wilson's side. He's been disrespected. He would feel disrespected. He'd be like, hey man, I got out of bed, I come out here, I got in the sun, I put on a show for everyone, and you didn't take the time. Disrespectful. That's how he would feel. That's how I would feel. And it's happened to me before as well. So, and like you said before, fellas, very good point. He doesn't really want to be a star, and this proves it. He just wants to do the job. He wants to get in, do the job, and get out. And with all respect to Stephen Fulton, he's not a huge worldwide name compared to what he's achieved.
Right.
He's achieved so much, but he hasn't got that real star caliber status around the globe, and this may be one of the reasons. He's just all about business.
Is it a responsibility, though? When you're in an entertainment business, regardless of whether you want to be a star or not, you're still in an entertainment business. Is some of this part of the responsibility?
And yeah, he may also, you know, Matt Rose just come over and said, hey, you know, we have a quick chat. He was not happy because he may have contractual obligations that he may have reneged on as well. So there's that too, because as you know, fellas, you sign a contract before you go, and you know you understand the obligations that you have to fulfill. And this I would say this was one of them, and he's just reneged on that. So it's gonna be intense when the bell goes.
Yeah, obligations tomorrow to be at the press conference as well. So we hope he shows up.
A lot of obligations to make weight.
So that's the biggest obligation. Yeah.
Alrighty, let's get it back over to Ben.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, time now to introduce the fighters in this main event that you'll see right here in Sydney, Australia this Sunday. Of course, it all goes down on main event television. And this man comes to the ring alongside his legendary trainer, Jeff Fennick. Please welcome from right here in Sydney, he is the hometown hero. He's the former WBO super welterweight champion of the world. This is Tim Tszyu.
So here he is, the hometown superstar, who is days away from the biggest fight of his life, and we've got Errol Spence Jr joining us now. Errol, great to see you. Before we talk about Tim, how good is this? We've got the Harbour Bridge behind us, we've got the Opera House over there, beautiful winter's day. Enjoying what you're seeing?
Yes, it's nice, man. It's beautiful. It's a nice day outside, real hot and sunny, so I'm enjoying myself.
Is it this warm in Texas during winter?
No. It's about 50 degrees during winter time, so it's a lot colder. So for it to be this hot during the winter time, y'all live a great life.
50 degrees for everybody at home. 50 degrees is 10 degrees centigrade. Because here they use centigrade. So 50 degrees in America, Fahrenheit, it's 10 degrees centigrade for everybody.
Hey,
do that math.
Yeah, I can't either. Hey, another chance today, obviously, to get a good look at Tim. Do you feel like you're, gaining more intel and learning more about him every time you lay eyes on him?
No, I don't think so at all. I had watched film on him. It's going to be a tough, grueling fight. And I know Tim going to push me past my limits.
Errol, I came over to England when you fought Kell Brook. Went over to England. If I'm not mistaken, you didn't have any kids at that point. Yeah. It seems like the circle was a little smaller. It's bigger now.
I had 2 kids.
Okay, well, they're bigger now. Were they over there? Were they in?
One was over there.
Okay, well, I mean, the family's here now. I've seen everybody coming more and more and more. I just want to know, you're a man of war. What does the war feel like now compared to what it did when you went over to England?
The same. The mentality don't change. The mentality don't change at all, man. It's war, it's me versus him, and, it's everything on the line. So, it still hasn't changed, Yeah, I'm not fighting for what I was fighting for back then, but the hunger's still there, and I'm still there willing to show everybody that this Errol Spence is still here.
You were fighting for the recognition back then, right? People were still trying to build up your reputation and win a world championship. Now your recognition is here. People have an expectation of what Errol Spence brings to the table because of the vast resume that you have. Looking at Tim in the ring right now, have you taken a look at him at all? What goes through your mind when you see him working out?
Nothing really goes to my mind. Like I said, I seen enough film on him and seen tapes on him that, I know that he's gonna come with everything. Tim is he looks like a very strong fighter, a guy that's gonna keep pressing forward, and the guy that's gonna give everything that he has, and, throw punches and bunches and, relentless. So I know it's gonna be a hard, grueling fight.
But you also have enough experience to know that nothing really shows here on these media workouts, because that's not what everybody comes here to do.
Yeah, media workouts is basically just for the fans. Let little punches go, say hi to the crowd or whatever, and then you leave. So.
Promote the fight. Yeah. Get everybody excited. See you in person, see you in the flesh, and get excited for fight night.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
All right, Errol, we're going to see you in the ring in just a moment's time, but we're going to hear from Tim Tszyu now.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Australia's former world champion, Tim Tszyu. Tim, have a look around at this beautiful setting in this incredible city ahead of what is a huge show for everyone in Australia this Sunday, but particularly for you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, it's pretty iconic here under the Harbour Bridge, Opera House, with all my fellow Sydney fans and followers. It's a good feeling to be back on this stage. And this is our land, and we're going to defend it.
You've had so many big fights, some here, some in the United States. What's it like being here for a fight that means so very much to you?
Oh, it's everything, you know. Like this is the biggest of the biggest stages, and to be doing it here in Sydney, it's even more special, you know. So yeah.
What have you made of the back and forth with Errol Spence this week since he's arrived in the country? What's the feeling at the moment?
Don't care. Honestly, don't care. I just want to get in there and do my job, and that's the fight.
Will you have a look at him move around here? Is there anything you can pick up, do you think?
Nah, no need.
You feel like all the work's done? Is this is your fight to win, is
Yes.
clearly how you feel?
Yeah. Look, I'm the underdog, and I've been treated that way, and that's all right. Sunday, we get it on, and I'm here to do the job and do myself proud, and all of Australia.
What's it going to feel like on Sunday walking out into that packed arena like you have before, but with that surge of support that you get ahead of these big fights here in Sydney?
It's going to be electric, you know, something that not many fighters get to feel, and I'm blessed to be doing it.
And just a word on your team, your legendary trainer, Jeff Fennick, is here alongside the rest of your team.
Yeah.
How has that been for the very first time ahead of this big fight?
Yeah, it's an honour, you know, to be representing Jeff and all the boys that have been helping me out. We're a large, big family, and we're doing all of Australia proud.
And just a message to not only the Australians watching, but they're watching around the world as well. We're live in the United States, of course. A message to all of your fans and everyone who'll be watching this fight this Sunday, Australian time, Saturday night for those in America.
Yeah, everyone knows what I bring. I bring action. I bring a fight in. I'm not there to tippy and tap. We're here to fight, and may the best man win.
Any final words for Errol Spence, who's about to get in here and join us?
Stuff him.
Stuff him, says Tim Tszyu. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Australia's former world champion. That is Tim Tszyu. And as Tim embraces the cameras, it is time to bring in his opponent. He joins us from Texas, USA. He is the former three-belt welterweight champion of the world. Please welcome the truth, Errol Spence Jr.
So what, Shadowboss, like?
Well, how special is this for fight fans to see this man up close, the great Errol Spence Jr., who makes his return to the ring on Sunday after a 3-year layoff. And Tim Tszyu's been good enough to come in and join us for a chat. Tim, good to see you. I mean, when you picked out that outfit a little while ago, I'm sure it probably seemed appropriate, but are you feeling a bit hot under all of that?
It is hot. The Aussie summer. Aussie sun.
How good doing your open workout with the Harbour Bridge as the backdrop, Opera House and everything that's going on here. It's pretty epic, isn't it?
Look, we're living in the best city in the world, you know. Like, I've been in Miami, but this doesn't compete.
It rains too much in Miami.
This doesn't compete, you know. It's great to be in this city. The fact that I'm fighting out of home, it's even better.
I'm sorry, but we had two guys earlier. They were really jawing at each other. One was in the ring, the other one's outside of the ring talking to him.
Yeah.
I don't expect that from you. However, I do want it. And I wanted to know, like, hey, we cut their mic on right now, you know. What would you say to Errol at this point?
Honestly, I don't have much. I really want to just let my hands do the talking.
Yeah.
Coming into this fight, like, I don't really need to sell.
Yeah.
We're two athletes that let our hands do the talking.
But do you think he's selling, or do you think he's serious when he says some of the things that he's taking personal now? Do you think?
I think he's,
do you think he's selling?
He's taking a few things personal.
So,
Yeah.
so have you taken him back personal, or you're just saying you're just trying to stay even keel?
What's that?
Have you taken anything back personal to you?
No. There's nothing personal for me. You know, like I stand by my words. I want to do damage. I want to hurt him. I want to
make a statement.
Tim, tell him that right now.
Yeah, exactly. If I was to say something, I would say that's exactly what I want to do to you.
Cut his mic on.
Tim, looking at Errol now, you're seeing anything that you go, yeah, I've seen this before. Hey, man, that looks a bit different. Like, does he look sharp? What are you picking up just having a quick look at him? How does it make you feel seeing Errol Spence Jr.?
It doesn't really bother me. I want to get in there and smack him. That's my thing.
That's what you're getting paid to do, buddy.
Of course. You know, he throws a lot of punches. That's his main thing. And he's ready. You know, he seems switched on.
Yeah, what are the main things you're going to be looking for early in the fight, Tim? I mean, without giving away what you're going to do. What are you looking from him? What are you looking to find? What are you looking to see from him? What do you expect? He's been out for 3 years.
Yeah, see how bad he wants it.
Yeah.
See how he reacts to getting hit. And then go from there.
You can ask some questions early, aren't you?
What's that?
You're going to ask some questions of him early.
Yeah, of course.
With your fists. Well, now we know you're not talking with your mouth.
Yeah. No, of course. It's I got to set the pace early.
I don't expect you to ask him politely either.
Of course not.
What does a statement win do for you? Like, you know, you talk about you want to ask some questions of him. What if he can't answer the questions? What if he's not taking a good punch early, and you make a big statement in this fight? What does that do for your career?
I think it propels my career forward to extraordinary things. But honestly, I'm not even focused on that. It's just this fight.
Focus on the moment.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. We're going to hear from Errol Spence Jr. Now it's back to Ben Damon.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the former unified welterweight champion of the world, the Truth, Errol Spence Jr. You've been embraced here in Sydney, Errol. Must feel good to come out here in front of these iconic landmarks and enjoy a day like this.
Definitely, man. I appreciate everybody from Australia. Everybody's been great. Even the welcome and coming to Sydney by the Aborigines, I appreciate that a lot. You know, it meant a lot. And I'd like to thank everybody. Make sure you come out Sunday. It's going to be a great show.
A lot of people here to have a look at Errol Spence. They know you from the height of your career. How are you feeling physically ahead of this fight after this long layoff?
I'm feeling great. I needed that time off just to let everything heal. And, you know, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. I wouldn't have came back if I wasn't feeling great.
Tim Tszyu and yourself have had a bit of a back and forth this week, as we would expect. How are you feeling about your opponent? Is there increased animosity since you arrived in the country?
I'm feeling good. There's no animosity at all. You know, I got asked a question, and I answered it, but I wouldn't have said anything if I didn't get asked that question. So there's no animosity at all. I'm just here to do a job on Sunday. So I'm going to do what I have to do.
And you've got family here and a big team as well. Are you feeling the love from here and from back home in the United States ahead of this fight?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've been feeling the love all around. I'd like to thank my family and my friends for coming out and supporting me. You know, that means a lot, you know. And I appreciate everybody from Australia coming out, supporting me. And if they're not supporting me, I appreciate y'all supporting this event, and I thank you all.
What are we going to see on Sunday when you and Tim Tszyu meet at Centre Ring?
Everybody's going to get their money's worth. They're going to see a great fight. It's going to be very entertaining. And everybody's going to be on the edge of their seat.
Thanks so much, and good luck in this fight.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Errol Spence, one half of this huge main event that you'll see live from Sydney, Australia this Sunday. It's all live, of course, on Main Event Television.
Yeah, big cheer there for Errol Spence Jr. Fight fans here in Sydney. They cannot get enough of the great man. But interesting to hear him say there is no animosity with Tim Tszyu. Do we believe that, Sean?
The animosity that is there, because there is some there, is just him being him. I talked to a couple of big-time athletes back home, and we all understand the same thing. Paulie, I don't know if you come across this. I play football, I play basketball. Athletes from Texas believe that they're the greatest athletes in the world. So that demeanor that he has is simply, it's
cultural.
Who he is, where he's from, it's culture. And, you know, all of that said, I think that for him, being a boxer, that animosity is just simply, you can't take food off my table, you can't take from me what I came here for, and we're going to war.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as I was saying earlier, there comes a point in the week where you have to switch on. You know, it is a fight. Yes, this is all entertainment. But and yes, you have to promote and you got to do all that. But there has to be that moment where you switch on, where we talked about earlier with Paul Fleming. It's all showy. But again, we were talking about how maybe he doesn't have the understanding of the switch on, and he's got to get, and maybe that's why he hasn't gotten the results, hasn't gotten the opportunities. A world-class athlete understands both. A world-class athlete understands that there is an entertainment value. You know, there is a star power there, but there also is a moment that it's imperative and important to make that switch and get your game face on. Whether it is playing football, whether it is boxing, whether it is playing basketball, whatever. There is that, I call it, we have to call it, say what it is, a mean streak. You have to have a mean streak when you get in there and compete, because it gives you that edge. It gives you that chip on your shoulder, and that chip on your shoulder gives you that extra push, that extra motivation, that extra focus to get the result.
It's a great point, Paulie. As athletes, as fighters, like I didn't really dislike many of my opponents. I disliked a couple of them, some of them, one more than the most, immensely. But there was never the intent to hurt them, hurt them permanently. I wanted to hurt them. I wanted to knock you out.
Right.
And to have that where you're facing a guy who's a good guy, you know he's a good man, you know he's a good person, but you want to knock him unconscious and you want to bust him up and break him apart. You need that mean streak. He does it, but he also carries that, you know, that kind of Dallas Southern swagger, man. He's cool as, dude. So he's got that, you know, he's cool, man. But he's also fierce, and he's ready to go.
One of the greatest over there back home. I'm losing his name now. He's from Youngstown, Ohio. What's his name? Kelly. Boom Boom. Boom Boom always. I mean, you sound just like Boom Boom. Boom Boom would always call him Cool Breeze. That's what he called. That's what he called Errol. So if anything, you know, just calling on that to say the kid looks the same, he sounds the same. We should expect him to be the same.
And that's the thing. I mean, you know, boxing is a sport where, you know, it can be violent. You can hurt people. And in your mind, if you don't have that mentality going into the ring, you put yourself at risk. It's you know, fortunately and unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. You know, in a combat sport, if you don't have the edge about you to go in there, I have to hurt my opponent, you're going to be a little bit too lackadaisical, and they're going to hurt you. Because you have to, that mentality is a protection. That's what people have to understand. It is something that's going to make you perform, but it is also a protection for you, because not having that mentality, your opponent has that mentality, you'll make yourself susceptible to the violence. So the only way you can succeed in this and also survive in this is to always make sure you go into the ring with that mentality. It is a protection more than anything else. And then, of course, yeah, sometimes things happen, sometimes they don't. You know, ultimately nobody wishes permanent harm on anybody.
And you've got to be mean. And you'll understand this, I've had times where I've been looking over the ropes in a big fight, and I can see my opponent's family, his young kids, like teenage kids, looking at me with eyes like dinner plates going, what are you doing to my dad? What are you doing to my dad? I'm going to step back and then continue beating this man down. It's difficult. But if you don't have that trigger that you can pull that goes, you can get hurt. It's you or me. I'm going to bust this guy. It's going to be him, not me. If you don't have it, you don't make it.
Well, I wonder how mean and ugly things are going to get when these two tee off against each other tomorrow at the press conference. That'll be the final chance, obviously, for everyone to have their final say. You can join us from midday here on Fox Sports for that. But, gentlemen, great fun today. This has been fantastic. What a fantastic backdrop, as we've been saying all afternoon. And, well, can't wait to see what happens tomorrow and over the coming days. Sean, Paulie, Danny, appreciate your time as always. We'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow from midday here on Fox Sports. Have a great day.
Tim Tszyu is in a destructive mood today.